Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to do our tier list of every single gadget in the finals. Let's get into it. Number 1, we got the Flashbang. So I actually think that this weapon is, or this gadget, sorry, is good. But if you use it, you're kind of a dick. Like, you kind of are, like, you know, like, you're not stunning. You can stun yourself, you can stun the enemy, but you also stun your teammates. So it's not really, like, if you want to be a dick, yeah, like, it's probably good. But I'm going to say that, like, it has a lot of negatives and not that much positives. So I'm going to put it at okay. Next one is the RPG. Now, the RPG, if you're a heavy main, I will say that this is probably the #1 gadget that everyone uses. I don't see why you don't use it. I mean, it's probably the most useful weapon. Probably the most weapon. When I say weapon, gadget. Sorry, gadget. We're on gadgets. It's probably the most useful gadget, so I'm actually gonna put this as the GOAT. And so the next one is the glitch trap. Now, I think that this is like the only thing it really does is it disables people's specializations or gadgets. But I think it's like, it's alright, like, you know, but they can still shoot you and all that, so it doesn't really do anything that's, you know, beneficial really, apart from like them not using the gadgets. But like, kind of stupid for it. I mean, it would make sense if it was a grenade though, you know what I mean? But I don't know mine. Next one, we got the jump pad. Now the jump pad is, out of the two, jump pad is probably the most useful gadget, and I'm actually gonna put it as great, because it actually is a great gadget. Like, you know, it's great getting out of situations, but, you know, when it comes to tall buildings, it, you know, it can only reach a certain height. You can only go up a certain height. So in my opinion, it's like not the GOAT, but it definitely is a great gadget to have. Now we're on to the breach charge. Now I think that the breach charge is, if you're a light, it's handy enough to have. I've used it a few times. I actually got it confused with the fucking C4 because I thought it was the same thing. But, you know, having what, three, lots of it. I mean, it's not bad. Like, it's good if you want to take down a building, go on ahead. So I'm actually gonna put it at okay, because like, you have to be in range for it, and I think it's just like a gadget that's just, it's okay, you know, it's okay. Next we have the proximity sensor. So I've been in matches where people use this all the time. It is annoying that people do use them, so I'm gonna put it as good if you want to know when people are nearby. I wouldn't say it's great, because, like, you know, you can just shoot it and it'd be like gone and kind of useless then, you know what I mean? And it just, only thing it provides is like, oh, this person's here, like, that's all it really provides. But it doesn't, like, well, it provides like one person, I think it is. So it's kind of used. Actually, do you know what, I'm gonna put it as, it's okay, it's okay, it's an okay gadget. Alright, the Pyro Mine. Now this is like one of your standard, everyone has, or no, only the heavy build has Pyro Mines. Oh, that's strange. I'm gonna put this at good. I think that the mine that, you know, it's, and you also get 2 of them, which is great, you know what I mean? You put down 2. Obviously fire spreads. So if you got goos, it spreads on the goos, and then the goos are getting fire, so it's kind of useful. That's why I put it as good. I don't think it's like great, because like, it does have some drawbacks. Obviously, you can hurt yourself from it. Alright, the next one we got is the Sonar Grenade, is it? Yeah. I actually think that this is great, only because, well, you get 2 of them. Okay. They do a pretty big range, I will say. Like, they probably do a relatively large range, which is very good, because that means you get to know who's nearby. You're coming from different directions here and there. And that's why I think it actually is a very, very good gadget. It's better definitely than the sensor, the proximity sensor. Like, it just, you can just throw them and it just like knows people are, and that's just the way it is. Pyro Grenade. Now I actually think that this gadget, in my opinion, may not a lot of people might agree, but I will say that this gadget is the GOAT. Compared to the grenade, it's useful because if someone is stealing your drop or stealing it, you could throw the Pyro Grenade and it burns like the entire fucking drop. In my opinion, people should use more out, because it does do, like, you know, the whole splash damage. Now I feel like they have nerfed it a good bit, because I felt like it has done more previously, but it's still a very, very good weapon, I will say. Next one, we got the Zipline. And the Zipline, I would actually say, is the GOAT among the medium. And the reason why the jump pad, people might not agree, but it's just because that the Zipline, you can get up to certain parts that you can't get up with the jump pad. Now I know that you can destroy both of them, but the Zipline though, you can, yeah, and also like think about it, jump pad, you can go, or not jump pad, the Zipline, you can go from one side of the building to the next side of the building, no issue. Like, you know, it's a way of speeding up the process of you getting from like one end to the next, you know, and instead of you running all the way through a building, you can just put one of these down. So that's why I think it's the GOAT among the medium gadgets. It definitely is the GOAT, because that it just has a lot more benefits than jump pad, I will say. The next one, we got the Defib. Now the Defib also is the GOAT. I mean, you kind of have to revive people, you know, when you're going against a team of like all mediums, they're just gonna constantly revive each other, you know. And if you need a quick revive, like, it is the best gadget to have. It still is the only gadget we have out there, so that's why it's the GOAT. Next one we got is the grenade. Now I will say the grenade is great, but I wouldn't say it's the GOAT. And the reason is that it bounces. Now if it was an impact grenade, maybe it'd be different, because impact grenades would be actually useful. It is a great gadget, I will say. Next one is the explosive mine. Now I actually will put this same one as good. It is useful, does have its usefulness. It does lack a lot of things, such as, like, you know, you can only stick it in one place and that's it. Then, like, you know, we gotta wait for people to move in and wait for it to blow up. Now we got the anti-grav grenade. I will say that it is an okay gadget. I will say that it does have its uses for the heavy. Do you know what? I'll put it as good. It's a good gadget, but, you know, its uses is only really to get the drop. You know, if you want to stop people from getting the drop, or want to move the drop somewhere, that's like the only real use, which isn't bad. I mean, it is a very, very good gadget, but it's not great. It's not the GOAT, because it does have its drawbacks. I mean, if you get caught in your own gadget, it's kind of shit, you know. The next one we got is just the drill breach. Now it's good because, like, it's something that the medium has. The medium has that it's useful, but, like, you know, it has. I would say that it's good. I would say that it's good. It's not great. The next one is the Getaway. Now I actually think that this is the GOAT for the lights. It is the GOAT, and I'll tell you why. When you're getting a drop, you know, when you go over and you tap it, that this is useful for that reason alone, is that you could teleport the drop from, you know, when you receive the package, and then you can basically teleport the package to the drop, which is like what? And then, like, you could trap people, and then if you're alive and you can get up somewhere easier, it's useful as hell. Like, it's probably the most useful gadget out there. All right, the next one we have is the Vanishing Bomb. I think that this is good. I would say that it is a great gadget only because it. Next one is the Vanishing Bomb. Now I think that this is a great gadget. It does, you know, it's good that it benefits your team, because obviously, like, your team, you know, you can make your whole team invisible, which is good, you know, for a very short period of time. And it also kind of prevents you from using the cloaking device, so you don't really need to use that specialization, so you can use something else. So that's why I think it's a great gadget to have out of all the gadgets in the lights. It's perfect if you want to go invisible for a very short period of time. Obviously you are heard and you are somewhat seen, but that doesn't matter because it's done the same in the cloaking device. So next we got the gas mine. Now I think that the gas mine, out of the, let's say, 4 mines, I also think that it is a bit of a, I think it's okay. It's an okay, like, it's not as bad as the glitch mine, but I just think that it's just not good in the sense that, like, gas is good that it goes up. The gas stretches up to the ceiling, so, like, it stretches to a big circle or a big, like, ball of gas, which is good, you know. But I just don't see many people use them, and I don't see that many of them out there, people using them or not. So I just think it's a bit of a, it's an alright gadget. Like it's not. Do you know what? Fuck it, I'll put it as good. You know what? I will say it is useful. It does have its usefulness, like, especially if the objective is in an area that's enclosed. The gas, like, kind of suffocates them, like, you know, like World War II style, you know what I mean? So I actually think it's, yeah, it's pretty good. The next one is C4. Now, C4 is good for, I feel like it's good for the objective. I would say that it's on the same level as, like, the breach charge. It's okay. Like, it has its usefulness. Like, you know, you can destroy underneath the objective, but you kind of have to get up to the objective, and, like, you know, it's kind of more of a close range gadget. It does have some negatives to it, really. People can shoot your C4 before it blows up, and has that kind of, like, negative to it. But that's why I say it's an okay gadget, and I got nothing really more to say about it, really, to be honest. So the next one is smoke grenades. Now, I think that smoke grenades, they're pretty, I'd say they're pretty meh. For one, if you got the sonar grenades, you can kind of see people through them. The only uses they really have are, you can put out fires, and that's about it. But that's about it, really, to be honest, because, like, they're useful. They're not the most useful. They're not as useful. I would actually say, you know what? Let's put, they're more useful than flashbangs. That's for sure. Like, at least they don't, like, fuck over your own teammates and yourself, and yeah, and the enemy. So, like, but yeah, I'd say it's meh. So the next one is the goo. I would say the goo grenade is a great gadget, only because, you know, if you're in a situation where you are getting attacked, you can always put up a magic wall of goo, or if you have an objective that you're in, you can then goo that objective, which is pretty fucking useful. So, like, there's uses. The only thing that can really burn them is fire. So that's why I think it's great. It's not the GOAT, but also that's why I say it's great. Next one is the tracking dart. I would actually say that this is dog shit, and I'll tell you why. Okay, but people may not agree, but I think it's dog shit. It's like you have to snipe the person, okay, to track them, okay? But why don't you just fucking snipe them with a sniper? Like, what? Like, the gadget just makes no sense. It's one of the most useless gadget out there. The next one we got is the gas grenade. Now, I would say that the gas grenade is probably better than all the mines. It wouldn't be there. It wouldn't be there with the goats, I wouldn't say, because I do feel like it does have some disadvantages. I'll put it as great. I just feel like it's not as good as the pyro because it does the burning and lasting effect. Gas kind of doesn't have the lasting effect. It kind of just, like, goes away after you leave the area. So, like, it doesn't cause, like, the extra burn or anything like that. So that's why I say it's great. It's not the best, but it's great, you know? Next one is, no, I actually think that the Dasher Reshaper, I actually think this is a bit of an underrated gadget. And that is why I'm actually going to put it as good. I wouldn't say put it as great. It has its uses. It does have some downsides because it's a randomizer. But if you want to get, like, a propane tank or an explosive barrel, it probably is useful as hell to have. But obviously it has some downsides where, like, you know, it's randomized, so you never know what you're going to get. But if you're in a situation where you need to get propane tanks, maybe hopefully you'll get it eventually, but, you know, but that's, like, its only uses, really. But I will say it's good. It's good that it could transform an object into, like, you know, something useful. Next one is the glitch mine. Now, I actually think that this is on the same. No, do you know what? I'll put it above. It's okay. Like, it does the same kind of thing where, like, you know, it disables all the specializations. It's okay. Like, just, like, you know, it doesn't really only prevents people from using gadgets for a very short period of time. But you can still shoot your weapons. Like, it's not like you can't shoot your weapons, like, you know. So it's kind of like, you know what I mean? It has no other kind of benefits apart from disabling people's gadgets. And most of the time, if you're in a fight with someone shooting them, you're not going to use your gadgets as much or specializations as much. You know what I mean? Like, it has uses if you're going against. Actually, do you know what? I want to put it as good. Because, yes, if the heavy puts up a mesh shield but also has a dome shield, it actually is a very. No, you know what? Let's bring it up. We'll go more. Actually, do you know what? It's great. I will say it's great. Next one is the dome shield. I will say that this is the GOAT. Many of you may not agree, but I think, though, if you're playing heavy, it's probably the most useful gadget to have. It has been nerfed. I'm pretty sure, like, it has been nerfed quite a lot. But it still is a great gadget to have. Out of all the gadgets, heavy gadgets, it's probably the most useful to have because, like, if you want to, like, be in a more secure area and be, like, secured, it definitely is probably the best gadget to have. The next one is the APS Turret. Now, this has its uses. I wouldn't say that it is meh. I wouldn't say it's okay, but I will say it is good. It is a good gadget. Like, it's good for defense's purpose only, but that's about it. It's probably good for if you're on moving platforms, but like, you know, if you're in a room, like, you can probably destroy it quite easily. You know, the only thing it does prevents like grenades and incoming projectiles, and that's about it. Next one, we got the Taze Gun. So I actually gonna put this at, I think it's I'd say previously it was good. I think it's okay, because like beforehand people felt it was too overpowered. They felt that, oh, when you get tased, you get tased for too long, or, you know, I still managed to kill the people that tased me. Like, I still managed to kill like all the lights that tried to tase me. I still managed to kill them all. Like, some of them, yes, like some of them I was unable to kill, but I still managed to kill the person that tased me. Like, you know, it wasn't that hard. That's why I put it as good. Actually, yeah, I put it as good. The next one is the healing emitter. Now, I actually will put this at goated. I will say that it is useful. I've used it a few times in situations where we are so low in health, and I've even been in situations where I've gotten like nearly a whole team wipe because I was on an emitter, because I was just like constantly getting fed healing. I feel like this gadget will get nerfed. I feel like it would be like, you know, you cannot be in a fighting situation to use it. The next one is the thermal vision. Now, I actually will say this is a great tool to have, especially for how long you can have it for. I've only like used it like once, and I actually was like, wow, like this actually is useful, especially if you want to get, you know, if you're a sniper and you want to get a cheeky kill with the old sniper. It is probably the most useful thing, because you might not be able to see them properly from afar, but if you get the thermal scope on or thermal vision, you can see them quite easily. And, you know, it's good, you know, good to see through smoke. But I think it's a great weapon. I think it's gold because obviously, like, you know, like, you're not looking through fucking walls. I mean, if it was looking through walls, Jesus, this would be like the best gadget ever. But it's only like looking at what's there, so that's why I put it as great, not really the gold, you know. Doesn't really have any, like, the only downside really is that all the like propanes or explosive barrels are also highlighted, so you might get them confused between a person. I've done that a few times where I got them confused with a person, so yeah, that can cause issues. The next one is the thermal bore. I'm actually gonna put this up as GOAT. Or, you know what? I think, yeah, GOAT. I will say, if you're the sniper, it's very useful, even in any gadget actually, because like you can get through walls pretty easily with it, and that's why I think it is a GOAT gadget. Now, I know that we actually have a good amount of gadgets. That's why I think it's a great gadget to have. And that's why I feel like most people who use the lights should actually use them, because if you want to prevent people from getting the objective or get to an objective area, it is a very, very useful thing to have. And I think that most lights are not using it. I feel like it's a little bit underrated, and I think that most lights should still use it. But yeah. The next one is the lock bolt. Now, I think that this weapon is good. I feel like it's actually it's good. I will actually, you know, I'd say great, you know. I think it's a great gadget to have, especially if you're heavy and you're using the flamethrower. It actually is, or a flamethrower or any of the melee weapons. It's the most useful gadget because you can get them all in one little area and kill them all. The next one is the H+ Infuser. Now, I think that this is a very useful weapon. I think it's actually more useful. Nah, do you know what? I'll stick it. I'll put it as great. I will say it is a great gadget to have. If you're playing a light, and I know most lights you see nowadays, they're only really getting kills from themselves. You know, they're not really being supportive characters at all. Like, they're not really supportive unless they got a Vanishing Grenade, or, you know, they're not really being supportive unless they got the Gateway. Gateway's kind of supportive, but if you want to be more supportive, get the H+ Infuser. I will say it is a very, very useful gadget, especially if you want to be a bit of a support character. Next one is the Gravity Vortex. Now, I'm gonna put this at yeah, do you know what? I'm gonna put it as the GOAT. And a lot of you might not agree, but I actually think it's a GOAT because it's probably the best preventer of people getting the objective. Like, yes, you can use C4 to drop down the objective, but I feel like if you want to get the person into a small area and try and kill them, it is useful because that's what it does. It kind of gets them. It basically creates a almost like a tornado in the area, and like it kind of sucks them in and keeps them there. So if you want to get good kills, I will say it is a go gadget to have. And the next one is the Barricade. Now the Barricade, I wouldn't say it is as goated as the Dome Shield. I will probably put it as good because, well, for one, if you die, or if you like your own teammate, your own enemy could use them as, you know, as support essentially. So like it can be useful, but also can be negative. I think it's good, but I wouldn't say it's like the greatest of all time or great. I just think that it's an alright gadget. You know, it has uses. So there's my list. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Do join me. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.